Get ready to have your jaw dropped. In today's video, we uncover the jaw-dropping moment Sam Heughan, the Outlander heartthrob, was spotted at a local mall with someone who might just be the one, and it's not who you'd expect. We've got exclusive footage, insider reactions, and all the unanswered questions. Who is this mystery person by his side? Is this a casual outing, or a covert romance? How did fans and paparazzi react in real time? If you thought you knew everything about Sam, wait until you see this. Stick around as we dive into the clues and decode every glance, every gesture, and every whisper. Hit that like and subscribe because this is one celebrity moment you absolutely don't want to miss. Well, it was an unremarkable Thursday afternoon in Los Angeles when everything changed. The Westfield Century City Mall, typically home to casual shoppers, high-end browsers, and the occasional influencer trying to snag a latte and a selfie, became the stage for a quiet bombshell that no one saw coming. Sam Heughan, the Scottish heartthrob best known for his role as Jamie Fraser in Outlander, was spotted walking arm-in-arm with a mystery woman. What began as an innocent celebrity sighting quickly spiraled into the celebrity news story of the month. Because this wasn't just a fan photo opportunity or a PR-constructed outing. This was intimacy. This was real. And this was the moment the world met the woman who may have stolen Sam Heughan's heart. Eyewitnesses described the couple's behavior as intensely private, yet unmistakably close. Sam, dressed in a plain black t-shirt, cap, and aviators, clearly didn't want attention. The woman with him, however, didn't seem overly concerned. With long dark hair and an effortless elegance, she exuded comfort. They were seen browsing in a small art gallery kiosk, sharing what one witness described as a moment of laughter that made him look like he was falling in love. From there, they moved quietly into an upscale coffee shop tucked away on the third floor, a location known more for discretion than espresso. According to one barista, they didn't order under his name, and they spoke softly, leaning in often. He was attentive, protective. They weren't trying to be seen, but they weren't hiding either. It wasn't long before a fan snapped a quick, grainy photo from across the room. The image spread like wildfire online, with Reddit, Twitter, and Instagram lighting up within minutes. Was that really Sam Heughan? Who was the woman with him? And the question that would soon dominate celebrity news. Was this the woman fans had been speculating about for years? By that evening, celebrity outlets from TMZ to Page 6 had picked up the story, each attaching their own spin and theory. But it wasn't until 24 hours later that a clearer picture began to form. Through facial recognition and some old-fashioned online sleuthing, the woman was identified as Sophia Delacroix, a luxury travel consultant from Geneva, Switzerland. With a career catering to ultra-wealthy clientele and a passion for privacy, Sophia had flown largely under the radar. Until now, her social media footprint was minimal. A locked Instagram, a defunct Twitter account, and a LinkedIn profile that listed her as an experiential travel curator specializing in bespoke retreats. However, traces of her existence began to surface. Event photos, archived travel blog posts, and even a comment left on a whiskey-tasting article years ago that mentioned Sam by name. According to an anonymous source close to the production of Men in Kilts, Sam and Sophia first met in 2022, during a whiskey event in the Scottish Highlands. It was a rainy afternoon, and Sophia, who was coordinating a luxury getaway for a group of discreet European clients, wandered into the event tent for cover. There, she was introduced to Sam by a mutual acquaintance. The chemistry, it seems, was immediate. She wasn't like the women he usually meets in LA, the source explained. She didn't care about the cameras or the fame. She was grounded. Smart. She challenged him in conversation. You could see the spark immediately. The source also emphasized how protective Sam became of the relationship, insisting that it remain entirely off the grid. Even close friends reportedly weren't told her name for over a year. Sophia, as it turns out, wasn't just any traveler. She holds dual citizenship in Switzerland and France, has degrees in art history and environmental sustainability, and has worked with names like Amman Resorts and Singita. She is fluent in 4 languages and is an avid poet, something she and Sam bonded over, according to insiders. She writes under a pseudonym on a now-archived poetry blog, where recent entries suggest a deep connection to the natural world, solitude, and love that must remain hidden. To love in silence is to shelter something sacred. As the media frenzy built, fans began to comb through every recent post, interview, and photo of Sam Heughan for clues. Suddenly, photos from Highland trails, cryptic captions about peace in the quiet, and references to a soul who listens without words took on new meaning. His March Instagram post of a fog-covered valley with the Rilke quote, "Let everything happen to you." Beauty and terror sparked speculation that it had been dedicated to Sophia. And yet, amid the public curiosity, Sam remained silent. PR professionals have weighed in heavily. "This is not your average celebrity fling," said one veteran publicist. "This wasn't leaked by a team. This wasn't an attempt to grab attention. If anything, it's the opposite. Sam has spent his entire career being extraordinarily careful about his private life. This woman wasn't meant to be seen." In fact, some argue that the mall sighting was either a rare lapse in security or a soft transition to going public. Industry experts agree that this unexpected reveal could actually humanize Sam Heughan's image even more. Known for his charitable work, down-to-earth demeanor, and healthy living brand, Sam's seeming loneliness has always made him relatable. This romance, real, quiet, and clearly meaningful, adds depth to his brand rather than taking away from it. It makes him less of a fantasy and more of a person, a marketing analyst commented. Still, not all fans are thrilled. Social media was flooded with heartbreak, conspiracy, and even outrage from those still clinging to the idea that Sam was destined for his Outlander co-star Katrina Balfe, despite her being married with a child. "We waited 10 years for Jamie and Claire to become real," one fan lamented. "This feels like betrayal." But others were more supportive. "He deserves love. He deserves privacy. He deserves peace," read one viral tweet that amassed over 80,000 likes in a matter of hours. Supporters urged people to leave Sophia alone, noting how difficult it must be to date someone in the public eye without becoming part of the spectacle. Mary Weller, a former journalist turned fan community moderator, shared, "What's remarkable isn't that Sam found love. It's that he protected it so carefully. This is a man who never sold his relationship for attention. He did everything in his power to guard something real. That's rare." Meanwhile, the silence from Sam's inner circle speaks volumes. Katrina Balfe refused to comment, but posted a cryptic heart emoji on her story the day after the news broke. Graham McTavish told reporters, "I'll just say this, happiness looks good on him." So where does this leave the couple? Sources close to Sophia claim she's currently back in Europe, laying low and weighing the future of the relationship. "She knew this day would come eventually," a friend shared. "But it happened earlier than she expected." It's rumored that Sam has plans to visit her soon in France, where she maintains a private vineyard estate near Aix-en-Provence. The same source hinted at a potential long-term relocation for Sam, a bold shift if true. On Sunday evening, 3 days after the mall encounter, Sam Heughan finally broke his silence. In a poetic gesture, he posted a single image to Instagram. A mountain lake, still and blue, surrounded by pine. The caption was a line from Sophia's old poetry blog. "I will not name the place I found you, only that I return to it now, in every breath." The post received over 1 million likes in 6 hours. No follow-up. No interviews. No tabloid exclusives. Just a quiet confession, not in words but in art. And in that moment the world understood. This wasn't a stunt. This wasn't a scandal. This was Sam Heughan, a man the world believed they knew, revealing a piece of himself he had long kept hidden. Not for fame, not for validation, but because love, when it's real, doesn't need a press release. As the frenzy dies down, and headlines shift to the next scandal or spectacle, one truth remains. For all the Hollywood lights, Sam Heughan found something rare, something real, in the quiet, in the wild, in the eyes of a woman who never asked for attention. Sam Heughan, the 45-year-old Scottish actor whose rugged Highlander charm has made millions swoon as Jamie Fraser in Outlander, has once again captured the hearts and the laughter of his global fanbase. But this time, it wasn't swordplay, romantic monologues, or a smoldering stare that set the internet ablaze. It was the weather. Specifically, the curious phenomenon that Australians refer to as winter. Currently in Australia for the Supernova Comic-Con and Gaming Expo, Heughan took to Instagram while strolling Bondi Beach in Sydney and delivered what might be his most unexpected performance yet. A dramatized weather report from a land where winter means sunshine, 18 degrees Celsius highs, and boardwalk strolls in sunglasses. When Sam Heughan filmed himself on the famous Bondi Boardwalk, it was barely 10 a.m. in Sydney. Clear blue skies arched overhead. Waves crashed gently behind him, and a soft breeze teased the buttons of his casual shirt. With his signature grin and mock-serious tone, Heughan began what will now be remembered as one of the most delightfully unserious weather complaints ever posted online. Winter. Winter in Australia, he said, his voice brimming with sarcasm. In Scotland, we have snow in winter. It's dark. Ice. The only ice here is apparently an iceberg, but it's a swimming pool. What followed was a string of dramatic gestures and exaggerated shivers as he fumbled with his shirt buttons, joking, "I'm trying to do up my shirt because it's that cold." Heughan's comic timing, paired with the surreal beauty of Bondi Beach in full winter mode, sent fans into a frenzy. Thousands flooded the comment section, not just to laugh but to marvel at the irony that back in his hometown of Balmaclellan, Scotland, summer temperatures had peaked at 22 degrees Celsius, 4 degrees warmer than winter in Sydney. The video didn't stay confined to Instagram for long. Within hours, it had been reposted by Entertainment Tonight, BuzzFeed UK, Daily Mail Australia, and even mainstream news sites in New Zealand and Canada. Memes followed fast. One showed Sam wrapped in a tartan blanket with the caption, "When you expected a Game of Thrones episode and got Finding Nemo instead." Another joked, "Sam Heughan fighting for survival in 18 degrees Celsius is the energy I'm bringing to work this winter." Among the thousands of fans who commented, many from the Southern Hemisphere added their own flair. "The only ice is in our drinks. Welcome to winter, mate. If he thinks that's cold, someone send him to Canberra in July. Looks terrible, all that sunshine and gorgeous waves. Poor thing." Katrina Balfe, Sam's co-star and longtime friend, couldn't resist chiming in. "Looks like you're having a ST time." "So sorry, buddy," she commented, accompanied by an eye-roll emoji and a sun hat gif. Heughan's time in Australia isn't just about soaking up vitamin D. He's one of the star guests at Supernova Comic-Con, a massive pop culture expo bringing together fans of sci-fi, fantasy, gaming, comics, and film. This year's lineup reads like a fantasy convention dream team. Evangeline Lilly, Billy Zane, Lincoln Lewis, and Robert Taylor, to name a few. At the Sydney stop, Sam greeted fans with his usual blend of charm and humility. Despite the jet lag and the freezing temperatures, he signed hundreds of autographs, posed for selfies, and held panels about Outlander, whiskey, and his personal journey in the entertainment world. In one panel, when asked about adapting to Australian life, he said, "Your winters are confusing. I brought 4 wool jumpers, a peacoat, and a pair of gloves. I've worn none of them. My suitcase is basically a mobile sauna." He's also reportedly been filming a mini behind-the-scenes documentary about his time in the Southern Hemisphere, with working titles like Sam in the Sun and Heughan Down Under. Knowing Sam's sense of humor, don't be surprised if it's part travelogue, part stand-up comedy. One of the reasons Sam's video gained such traction is that it touched on a universal truth. What qualifies as cold varies wildly by location. In Scotland, a winter's day can drop well below zero, and sunlight can vanish by 4 p.m. Snowfall is common, and locals think nothing of donning 4 layers before stepping outside. In contrast, Sydney's version of winter is what many in the UK would consider a decent spring. Yet for Australians used to 35 degrees Celsius summers, anything under 20 degrees Celsius feels worthy of complaint. And clearly, even Sam couldn't resist poking fun at the difference. Fans from around the world joined the debate. Only in Australia would people wear Ugg boots and shorts at the same time. "Come to Canada, Sam. We'll show you what real winter means." In the Philippines, that's our idea of air conditioning. The online response transformed the video into something more than a joke. It became a celebration of global quirks, humor, and the fact that even celebrities are baffled by foreign weather. While Sam Heughan is undeniably handsome, talented, and successful, it's his ability to show authenticity in unexpected moments that keeps fans loyal. Whether he's sharing a glass of Sassenach whiskey, running marathons for charity, or being baffled by Bondi, there's a groundedness to him that's rare in modern celebrity culture. The viral video from Sydney reminded the world that even global stars have to wrestle with shirts, sunburns, and new climates. That relatability, fused with Scottish wit, is part of why he commands not just attention, but affection. As one fan commented, "He's not pretending. That's just who he is. A big-hearted, funny, confused Scotsman in paradise." As Sydney's leg of supernova wrapped, Sam posted another story hinting at his next stop, Perth. "I've heard it's a very long way away," he joked, referencing the famously vast distance between Australian cities, "and I hope it's just as cold and miserable, because I hate winter." Fans in Perth were already preparing signs that read, "Bring a coat, Sam. It's 19 degrees Celsius." Others plan to welcome him with novelty snowflakes, ski goggles, and mock weather alerts. But there's more to Sam's Perth journey than jokes. He's expected to meet with local filmmakers, potentially explore locations for an upcoming independent project, and even team up with an Australian charity that focuses on youth mental health, a cause he's deeply passionate about. Back at Bondi, the video continues to make its rounds. Some fans have taken to recreating it, walking along local beaches in coats and sunglasses, mimicking Sam's voice, and hashtagging it with #HeughanWinterChallenge. Tourism Australia even reposted the clip, captioning it, "When a Scottish warrior meets the great Aussie chill. Welcome to winter, Sam." So what started as a cheeky Instagram post has become something more. A reminder that joy, humor, and cultural curiosity still matter, and can unite us from Scotland to Sydney. As Sam strolled off camera, shirt only half buttoned and smile firmly in place, he turned back with one final wink and said, "I don't know how you people survive this." "We're not sure either, Sam. But it's a lot warmer when you're here." It began as a historical romance, morphed into a sweeping sci-fi epic, and became one of television's most beloved and enduring love stories. Outlander, the Star's original series based on Diana Gabaldon's best-selling novels, is heading into its final season, and emotions are already running high. More than a decade after Sam Heughan first donned the tartan of Jamie Fraser, and Katrina Balfe stepped into the 1940s heels of Claire Randall, the saga of time-crossed lovers is drawing to a close. With 10 final episodes in development, and no confirmed premiere date in sight, fans are bracing themselves for a bittersweet farewell, filled with emotional returns, dramatic reunions, and secrets that will finally come to light. The announcement of Outlander's final season came more than 2 years ago, but the journey to the end has been anything but swift. While fans anxiously await Season 8, filming continues under the careful guidance of longtime executive producers Ronald D. Moore, Matthew B. Roberts, and Meryl Davis. Gabaldon, whose books form the blueprint for the show, is still writing the final volume of the series, a unique situation that places the showrunners in uncharted narrative territory. And yet, the collaboration between show and author has never been stronger. They're working in lockstep, one insider revealed. Diana has always been consulted about major story arcs, and this season is no exception. Some elements of the unpublished book will appear on-screen first. For fans of serialized storytelling, this is a rare literary event meets television finale, the sort of media phenomenon typically reserved for franchises like Game of Thrones or Harry Potter. As the curtain rises on the final season, nearly the entire surviving ensemble will return. That includes the show's bedrock, Sam Heughan and Katrina Balfe, whose chemistry has carried Outlander through time, war, revolution, and deep personal tragedy. Their portrayals of Jamie and Claire Fraser, soulmates lost and found across centuries, have become iconic. Joining them are Sophie Skelton and Richard Rankin, reprising their roles as Brianna Fraser Mackenzie and Roger Mackenzie. As their family grows and time continues to blur the lines between generations and timelines, their dynamic will take center stage. Fan favorite John Bell is back as Ian Fraser Murray, bringing strength and vulnerability to a character deeply changed by loss, identity, and love. David Barry returns as Lord John Grey, whose relationship with Jamie has always hovered between admiration, rivalry, and something unspoken. Charles Vandervaart's William Ransom, Jamie's secret son, and Dermaid Murtaugh's Buck Mackenzie add new generational complexity, Izzy Meikle-Small and Joey Phillips will return as Rachel and Dr. Denzel Hunter, respectively, characters whose storylines add an emotional layer to the post-revolutionary setting. Caitlin O'Ryan and Paul Gorman, portraying twin brothers Keziah and Josiah Beardsley, return, along with Gary Lamont's Evan Lindsay, Cesar Domboy's Fergus Claudel Fraser, and Lauren Lyle as the spirited Marzali Makimi. Though this is the end, Outlander is not going out quietly. 3 new characters are joining the sprawling cast, each bringing a sense of mystery and change. Carla Woodcock will portray Amaranthus Grey, a new member of the Grey family. What role she'll play in the final drama remains under wraps, but with a name like Grey, intrigue is inevitable. Kieran Boo has been cast as Captain Charles Cunningham, a retired British soldier whose role may tie back to either war, politics, or some long-forgotten debt owed to the Frasers. And veteran actress Frances Tomelty will play Elspeth Cunningham, Charles's mother, suggesting that family secrets and generational conflict will remain key themes until the final frame. While the return of familiar faces has fans thrilled, not every beloved character will make it to the end. Kristen Atherton, who portrayed Jenny Fraser Murray, will not return. The character declined Jamie's invitation to North Carolina in Season 7, and no recast or return is planned. Previously played by Laura Donnelly in earlier seasons, Jenny's absence marks one of the few unresolved relationships in Jamie's arc. And unsurprisingly, Tobias Menzies will not return either. Menzies, who gave brilliant dual performances as Black Jack Randall and Frank Randall, has not appeared since Season 4. With both characters long dead, violently in Jack's case, and tragically in Frank's, the legacy of Menzies remains through haunting memory, not resurrection. Despite intense speculation, not even the cast claims to know how the story will end. That's because Diana Gabaldon hasn't finished the book yet, and some show-only choices may diverge from what eventually appears in print. This unusual dual development, a TV series wrapping up before its source material, creates a unique thrill. Will Jamie and Claire survive to old age together? Will the Mackenzies remain in the past, or return to their time? Will secrets long hinted at finally be revealed? Fans are torn between theories. Some suggest a circular ending, tying the final scene to the opening episode of Season 1, a full circle moment. Others want a powerful flash-forward, showing a legacy of love through generations. And others just want them to be happy. Give them peace. One fan wrote on Reddit, "They've been through enough." Across social media, the reaction to the final season confirmation has been one of reverent sadness. Twitter hashtags like #GoodbyeJamieandClaire and #OutlanderForever have already trended multiple times since the announcement. "For over a decade, they were my comfort characters," tweeted one user. "I met my husband at a Comic-Con where Sam was signing. This show changed my life." The show's impact has gone far beyond television. From Scottish tourism booms in Inverness and Edinburgh, to entire podcasts, academic panels, whiskey brands, and historical societies inspired by the series. Outlander has redefined genre storytelling. The layered exploration of trauma, feminism, war, family, and resilience has touched audiences deeply, especially through Claire's voice. "It's not just romance," noted cultural critic Marina DeLuca. "It's resistance. It's healing. And it's about choosing love, no matter the cost." Though Outlander is ending, the world it created will continue. A prequel series, Outlander, Blood of My Blood, focusing on Jamie's parents, Ellen Mackenzie and Brian Fraser, is already in development. Set in the Highlands of the 18th century, it promises to deepen the mythology and expand the franchise. Sam Heughan has multiple projects in development, including film roles and his work with the Sassenach Spirits brand. Katrina Balfe is already producing her own content and has hinted at directing. Their careers may evolve, but the mark of Jamie and Claire will always remain. The million-dollar question, and the one no one has a clear answer to, is when Outlander Season 8 will premiere. Starz has yet to announce a release window, and with post-production timelines and strike-related delays affecting multiple studios, the wait could extend into 2026. "We know fans are anxious," said producer Meryl Davis, "but we're doing everything we can to make this ending worthy of the journey." In the end, Outlander was never just about time travel, kilts, or battles. It was about a love that defied time, convention, and death itself. From the stones of Cray na Dun to the battlegrounds of Culloden, from candlelit surgeries to 20th century living rooms, Jamie and Claire taught us that love is not a moment, but a choice, one made again and again. As season 8 approaches, fans brace for tears, closure, and perhaps the most moving goodbye in TV history. And no matter how it ends, with whispers, with thunder, or with silence, one thing is certain: the world will never